Most people wait until the end of the month to get paid. But what if your portfolio paid you every single month, like a second job that never calls in sick? Today, we're breaking down 5 dividend stocks that pay monthly dividends, not quarterly. That means 12 paychecks a year from your investments instead of 4. And I'm going to give you real numbers, real context, and real things to watch out for, because not every high yield is worth chasing. Let's get into it. Number 1 is Realty Income Corporation, ticker O. This one's so well known for its monthly dividends that it literally calls itself the Monthly Dividend Company in its own marketing. Realty Income is a real estate investment trust, or REIT, which means it owns physical properties and is legally required to pay out at least 90% of its taxable income to shareholders. Their portfolio includes thousands of properties leased to tenants like Walgreens, Dollar General, and FedEx. These are long-term net leases, meaning the tenants cover most of the operating costs. As of recent data, Realty Income yields somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 6% annually, paid monthly. They've raised their dividend over 120 times since going public in 1994. That's not a typo. It's one of the most consistent dividend payers in the market. The risk to watch here is interest rates. REITs tend to get pressured when rates are high because borrowing costs go up and their debt gets more expensive. So keep that in mind if you're buying in a high-rate environment. Number 2 is AGNC Investment Corp., ticker AGNC. This one is for people who want a high yield and understand they're taking on more risk to get it. AGNC is a mortgage REIT, which means instead of owning physical buildings, it invests in mortgage-backed securities. The yield here has historically been in the double digits, sometimes around 14 to 16%. That sounds amazing, and it can be. But here's the honest truth. Mortgage REITs are sensitive to interest rate swings, and AGNC has had periods where it cut its dividend. The stock price can also be volatile. So this is not a set-it-and-forget-it pick. It's more of a position you want to monitor. If you understand the risk and size your position appropriately, the monthly income can be substantial. But please don't put your entire portfolio into a double-digit yielder and assume it's safe. It isn't. Number 3 is Agree Realty, ticker ADC. Think of this as Realty Income's younger, scrappier competitor. Agree. Realty is also a net lease REIT with a focus on high-quality retail tenants. What sets them apart is their emphasis on necessity-based retailers, things like grocery stores, auto parts shops, tire centers, and dollar stores. These are businesses that tend to hold up even when the economy gets rocky, because people still need to buy food and fix their cars. Agree. Realty switched to monthly dividend payments in 2021, and they've been growing that dividend steadily. The yield is typically in the 4 to 5% range, which is lower than AGNC, but the quality of the underlying portfolio is much higher. This is a solid core holding for a dividend-focused portfolio. Number 4 is Main Street Capital, ticker MAIN. This one is a business development company, or BDC. BDCs are basically closed-end funds that lend money to and invest in small and mid-size private businesses. Main Street Capital is widely considered the gold standard of BDCs. They've been paying monthly dividends for years and also pay special supplemental dividends on top of the regular ones. The yield typically lands around 6 to 7%. But when you factor in those special dividends, the total payout is often higher. What I like about Main Street is that management actually owns a significant amount of stock. That's called having skin in the game, and it aligns their interests with yours as a shareholder. The risk with any BDC is credit risk. If the businesses they've lent money to start defaulting, that hurts the dividend. Main Street has managed this well, historically, but it's always a factor to keep on your radar. Number 5 is EPR Properties, ticker EPR. This one is a bit different because it focuses on experiential real estate, We're talking movie theaters, ski resorts, golf entertainment complexes, and education facilities. Now, you might be thinking about movie theaters and getting nervous, and that's fair. EPR had a rough patch during the pandemic and actually suspended its dividend for a period, but they brought it back, and the current yield is among the highest in the net lease REIT space, often around 7 to 8% paid monthly. The reason the yield is higher is because the market price is in more risk for experiential properties compared to, say, a pharmacy or a grocery store. If you believe that people will keep going out and spending money on experiences, and the data generally suggests they will, EPR can be a compelling income play. Just know what you're buying. This one requires a stronger stomach than Realty Income or Agree Realty. So there you have it. 5 monthly dividend payers with different risk profiles and yield levels. Realty Income for steady blue-chip consistency. AGNC for high yield with high risk. Agree Realty for quality net lease exposure. Main Street Capital for small business lending income. And EPR Properties for experiential real estate with a higher payout. One thing I want to say before we wrap up. Building a monthly income portfolio is a process, not a single purchase. Start with positions you understand, keep your position sizes reasonable, and reinvest those dividends early on if you can. Compounding is where the real power comes from over time. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research, know your risk tolerance, and consider talking to a financial advisor if you're not sure where to start. These are starting points for your own due diligence, not a guaranteed path to riches. If this video was useful, do me a favor and hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are trying to build real income from their investments. And if you want more content like this every week, subscribe to YieldPath. We're here to help everyday people build wealth one smart decision at a time.